Nicole, if you were a kitchen gadget, which would you be?
A rice cooker.
Is it because you're a little steamy?
No, whenever I finish a task, I like to sing a little song.
Do it.
La 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 la.
Stop doing it. That's creepy.
La 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 la.
This is a hot dog is a sandwich.
Ketchup is a smoothie.
Yeah, I put ice in my cereal, so what?
That makes no sense.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
What? Welcome to our podcast, A Hot Dog is a Sandwich, the show where we break down the world's biggest food debates. I'm your host, Josh Scher.
And I'm your host, Nicole Aniety.
And today we are talking about the only 5 kitchen gadgets you will ever need. I will tell you the only one kitchen gadget you'll ever need is Nicole to come into your home and cook all your things and then sing her creepy little song. Nicole, sing him your creepy little song.
Well, I haven't completed a task yet, so it feels disingenuous to do so.
After the podcast, you can consider that a task that has been completed, and then
sure.
you can sing your creepy little song.
But my songs are different, you know? It's like if you finish like the rinse cycle or if you finish like the dryer, like my songs are different, just to let you know.
I think what you're doing is preparing for when the robot overlords take over and you are then like chained up in their homes.
Do you know I always say thank you to Alexa?
Dude, I do the same thing.
And like Google Home, I go please and thank you.
Yeah.
But I don't think they care, but I think it's just nice.
I've been trying to romantically seduce Alexa for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Just in case like she wants to keep me as a little pet, you know?
I, for one, welcome our robot overlords.
Thank you, Alexa. We love you.
What are we talking about?
Talking about kitchen gadgets. Because people come to us for actual cooking advice.
A crazy idea.
No, you and I have both had like a wealth of experience in cooking, both professionally and a lot at home. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, they want to know what are the things they should actually stock in their kitchen. Because there's a lot of misinformation out there. People trying to sell you banana slicers.
Corn strippers.
What's a corn stripper?
You know what a corn stripper is.
I think they prefer corn exotic dancers, Nicole. Don't let them take you to the champagne room. But there's a lot of stuff out there. Avocado pitters.
Yeah, unitaskers, as we call them.
Unitaskers. Yeah. And I think as chefs, like most of our advice is like get good with a knife.
Yeah.
You strip your corn with a knife. You pit your avocado with a knife. You slice your banana.
With
it's so
knife,
easy to slice with a knife.
So easy.
I slice my bananas with a spoon because they're so soft.
Yeah, you don't need a knife.
I take my yogurt and my peanut butter spoon and I just lick it clean in between dipping back into the yogurt and peanut butter, and then I just go. I slice my bananas.
But real question, because I consume yogurt a lot, and I've learned that whenever I lick my spoon and then put it back in the yogurt, it creates bacteria.
Yep.
And there's it molds over faster.
You shouldn't do it. The best unitasker is also a sponge and get a thing of soap as well. And probably wash your utensils.
But you still continue to do it even though it molds over quicker?
I'm the only one that eats it.
Oh, you are. Okay.
And I'm fine with my level of risk.
Okay. That's fine.
But we're going to do a little bit of a fantasy draft of what the actual kitchen gadgets you should buy are. What are the ones that have Nicole actually improved your life? Okay, I can't bring up fantasy football anymore, even though, oh my God, this year I want Saquon so effing bad, dude. And I think he's going to drop because people are worried about the ACL.
Love.
Jordan Love is actually a great player. And
Jordan Love's great.
In real life and in fantasy. But quarterbacks have been devalued so much over the last, let's say, 10 years or so, which is why I like to play super flex leagues. I would rather just play a 2Q league.
I was shocked to see Cooper Kupp's numbers.
Yeah, from last is really down.
Yeah, shocking.
Down like great, but the rise of Puka Nakua was really incredible.
Yeah,
it broke
the
rookie records.
the wide receiver.
Yeah, that one.
Shut up! I'm so.
He's so handsome. You should look up Puka Nakua though. He looks like Danny. Yeah, he has long hair.
Do you know I love men with long hair?
Seriously, look him up right now. Pukanacua.
Type in
incredible.
Okay,
look at that picture of Puka Nakua,
nice
handsome
nice
man.
Hair. Very nice quality hair.
I hope Cooper Kupp has a rebound season. He's fantastic.
I've been saying that for years.
You know what I've been saying for years, Nicole?
What's up, Josh?
This is probably my number one gadget you should buy in your kitchen.
Okay, what is it?
I don't know about number one, but I'll waste a first round pick on this just because I like it, and that's how I play fantasy football too.
I'm not good at fantasy football, so I
You don't need to be. You just tell me what gadgets you like, and then I'll sort out the rest. If we were in an actual fantasy football league, you just name a beautiful man with long hair, and I would put him on your board. You know? Okay, can we do that?
David has days where he just sits there in front of the computer with his friends on FaceTime, and they have like a digital one.
Yeah, I do that. I do that too. If we can't get together in person,
huge nerd fest.
We would normally get together in person. We used to have a big board that we would have all the players' names printed out.
Cute.
We did that on a Carnival cruise once.
That's fun. That's really cute. Okay, let's get serious. Let's really
buckle
lock
down.
in. Let's get serious. Buckle down. Let's talk about the most important kitchen gadgets.
Thermometer. Instant read digital thermometer, number one.
Wow, that's a really
That's
good
something
pick.
that I don't think you can substitute for. And especially if you're somebody that cooks 200 grams of protein per day like I do, you're making a lot of meat. Something like chicken breast. If you're talking about, this is the effective altruism of cooking.
Sure.
The idea of effective altruism, right, is like there's so many problems in the world and you have a bunch of people with money trying to like give to philanthropy, even though maybe it should just be democratically decided, but whatever. So it's like, how do we get the most impact with our money? And I think they have basically found like, curing malaria seems to be a thing.
Okay.
A lot of people die from it. So the point is, a lot of people are cooking crappy, dry chicken.
Yeah.
Boneless, skinless chicken breast, most commonly eaten meat in America. A lot of people are cooking it dry. The secret to getting it juicy, brining helps, marinating helps, all that. But like the secret is just nailing the internal temp. That's 95% of the battle.
I agree.
Digital instant read thermometer. You can get one for $12. You don't need to get the like $70, Javelin or whatever.
No,
a $12 instant read.
That's a great first pick.
Yeah, you get that chicken up to like, FDA says 165. This is probably the closest I've been to getting canceled, is saying that I cook mine to 155, let it turn over. Yeah, shockingly. And I let my chicken probably come up to about 152 and then get it to 155. But if you let it sit for 17 seconds at 155, it kills all the salmonella in it. The FDA is overshooting because they are incentivized not to get people sick. I'm incentivized to eat delicious, juicy chicken.
Fair.
155, if it's there for 17 seconds, the salmonella is killed. Thermometers, get you there. That's my number one draft pick. Take me to the championship this year.
That's a great first pick.
My buddy Dave, he made a replica of the Lombardi Trophy using walnut wood.
Wow.
It's a fantastic woodworker.
So talented.
Check out Dave's Good Wood.
.com?
I don't know. Just find him on Instagram. Dave's Good Wood.
Okay, I'm gonna Google
also,
that
Crafted by MB. Check out Crafted by. I got multiple woodworking friends.
You do?
Yeah,
what a cool talent to have.
These are who I'm friends with.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be friends with a bunch of like academics.
Crafted by MB. That's Marcus Bagley. He makes like incredible cutting boards with like resin. So it's got this like beautiful like blue river running through. It's incredible. I'll show you his work.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, nice. So my first pick. But again, I just want to, I think before we go into this, do we need to define what a gadget is and what a tool is? Because before this podcast, I like spurted out some things and you said, no, that's a tool.
Well, you said, a silicone spatula is like a cooking gadget, which I would call that just a tool. It's a very common tool.
Hold on. Is not a gadget just a tool that has been improved on for modern use?
We need a third-party arbiter. I'm too close to this, right?
Maggie! Yes? You're our arbiter, whatever the frick that means.
We're an arbitrage.
She's an albatross. So a gadget, a small mechanical or electronical device or tool, especially an ingenious or novel one.
Novel, I think is maybe the theme.
Ingenious or novel.
We don't go off of, now we've just defined Tool. Tool, a progressive heavy metal band from the late 90s.
I love Tool. Side note. Great music videos, Tool.
Okay, how about you just, I'll be the arbiter. No, in a power vacuum, you must step up to lead. I'll be the arbiter.
Okay, Mr. Arbiter.
Maggie's got this Kafka as Google definitions on definitions. No, I'll be the arbiter. What's your gadget?
Okay, so
I'll give you veto power on mine too.
You touched my finger.
I didn't touch your finger. I accidentally touched your ring.
Sorry, you touched my
knuckle.
I
felt the ring of power. I felt it and I crave it now.
Okay, so my tool has got to be an Instant Pot. I think an Instant Pot.
Good one.
I use it all the time for home cookery. I use it all the time in GMM and Mythical Kitchen cookery. Mm-hmm. I think it is a fantastic way to shave time off when you don't have time to throw things in a crock pot. When you need something to, be soft and tender within 45 minutes, you got to do the Instant Pot. It's fast, it's easy. The settings are legible. It takes I would say it takes a little bit of time to be able to use it because I've used it a few times where I didn't vent it properly or I didn't seal it properly. So there is a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, you can do just about anything in it. You can make rice in it. You can make meat in it. And I made the most delicious chicken tinga tacos yesterday in my Instant Pot. Took 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible for the home cook that's busy, that doesn't have time, that works. I think it changed the way that I cook at home so much. And it's created this environment where I can do whatever I want at home without having to literally sit over a hot steaming pot and check on it constantly. So I think that's my first pick.
This is exactly like fantasy football, where I picked a player that I like, thinking that the player that I needed would still be there next round. But then it's always Emile or Daesung that always just snake him from underneath.
So why don't you?
And that's the problem. Is I'm talking to Emile. Emile and I are talking a week before about players that we like. Talking about life, but we're also like, man, I think Devontae Smith is really going to outshine AJ Brown this year. I think he's going to, and it didn't happen. But and then Emile snakes him from me 2 picks before. It always happens. Man. It's because we're too similar, but that's why we're friends. So now I really wanted the Instant Pot.
Oh, well, I have it now?
You have it now.
Well, why can't we share?
I think because male bonding has been framed in terms of competition? And sort of, a finite amount of resources. And so it's really conditioned me.
I'm a girl, and this is a podcast. And we can totally, how about this? How about we can see our 5 picks, and then if we want, we can join them together.
So I'd really like to use your Instant Pot to make birria.
We can talk about unifying our 5 to find the perfect 5 later after this.
I think
because
you're right.
I think our relationship is not based off of competition.
No.
It's based on finding common ground.
And it should be.
What's wrong with us today?
Compassion over competition.
I love it.
No, Instant Pots rule. And a lot of people kind of use them as like a crock pot. They have a slow cook setting.
Yeah.
The thing with a crock pot, I have an electric oven at home. Crock pots, like the idea was you leave them on all day and they're on like a timer.
But who's home all day anymore?
Well, you're not. So the idea was that a crock pot you leave on and you leave your house.
Oh, really?
That's the idea of a crock pot.
But
and it's on a timer.
Can't you burn down your house with that?
It's just a gadget that's plugged in. Your TV's plugged in.
But it's on and the heat is on.
Listen, I know, but people felt comfortable with it. That was like the selling point of the crock pot. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, for me, I'm like, my oven is also electric.
Yeah.
I could just make chili or whatever and pop that in a 250-degree
oven.
But
it's big and it takes a lot of energy, no?
What, the oven?
Do you use the oven?
I don't know.
You don't know how energy works?
Like,
Me either.
no. Could you explain how electricity works?
Not even. What do I look like?
Wizard fire and lightning
ICP
bolts do it.
I could never.
But Instant Pots, they took a problem that was pressure cookers are a rad tool.
They're so great.
People are scared of them. I think a lot of negative PR from terroristic threats using pressure cooker bombs.
Is that what led to the downfall?
Well, that's what freaks me out, man, about pressure cookers. Is that
terrorism.
somebody who has studied terrorism, and like homemade improvised explosive devices. Yeah, I don't want a cooking tool. If they were making crockpot bombs, I think crockpot stock would have declined, right? But you just leave it plugged in for 12 hours. But what are the pressure cookers are scary. Instant Pot made a very safe, at least safe seeming.
Demystified it.
Demystified. Yeah. You close the door, you press a button, bingo, bango. You got pressure cook stuff. Ditto with making rice in it. I use my Instant Pot to make stock, soup, all the time.
Everything.
Love it. It's the best.
Yeah.
My next one.
Take it away.
Okay, screw it. I'm going to do it. If this is fantasy football, this would be like the flashy, high-price wide receiver who was good like 3 years ago. This is like a washed pick. This is Cooper Kupp.
Okay, this is
me picking Cooper Kupp because he's a big name and he's going to be expensive off the board.
Okay.
But last year, he didn't really perform all that well.
Okay.
And so this year, we're hoping for a big rebound. Vitamix.
Oh.
And I ain't just talking about Blender.
No.
I ain't just talking about Blender. I'm talking about Vitamix.
Okay, why Vitamix?
I got an Amazon equivalent Vitamix for $130, and it's not quite as good.
Okay.
Vitamixes can run close to $400 or $500 if you get top of the line models.
They are pricey.
You can also get some of the Vitamixes made slightly cheaper ones, I believe, for around $300.
I have a cheaper one. Yeah.
I got like a brandless one for like $130. All the reviews are like, this is just as good as Vitamix. It is not. It kind of malfunctions a little bit, and also it runs way hotter.
Okay.
So I'm making a smoothie in my, Vitamix, and if you run it for more than like 10 seconds, just your smoothie melts.
Well, wasn't one of the selling points of Vitamix that you can make soup in the blender?
Correct.
So it does run hot. The motor does run hot eventually.
100%. And it's just because it's friction and it's so powerful that it literally goes
very powerful.
So Vitamix is a blender. They originally basically started as you can make soups and smoothies in here and you can get all your vitamins from Vitamix. And then people were like, we don't understand the lifestyle angle at all, but you have, against all odds, made the best blender in the world.
Very powerful.
Every restaurant has a Vitamix in it, right?
I mean, not every restaurant, but the fancy schmancy ones for sure do.
Yeah, like a good restaurant is gonna have like a Roku food processor, and it's gonna have a Vitamix blender.
TBT
right?
Robocoos.
But Vitamix is absolutely incredible. I make a lot of soups. I make a lot of purees. I make a lot of salsas.
Mm-hmm. You are a pureer.
I'm
really
a pureer,
are.
dude.
You've always been a pureer.
I love making my own purees.
Yeah.
And like sausage, and I love little mezze dips and stuff. I am using my Vitamix all the time. If you really wanted to, you can just put raw ingredients for soup in there, let it run for like 10 minutes, and it heats it up to damn near boiling temp. I make my smoothies in there every single day. I absolutely love my Vitamix, and it's something that like a Hamilton Beach $20 blender can't do.
No. I've had them before, and it's incomparable.
I make spice blends in the Vitamix. I use it as a spice grinder.
Yeah.
The problem is it's big, so you can't make like small portions of things.
Yeah, that's the one thing. And also, it's very hard to get. If you have like something very thick and tacky, it is very hard to scoop out sometimes because the edges they're corners.
Why are they like that?
I don't know. It probably has to do with the ergonomics of it.
Interesting.
I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm not a what is it? An engineer? Is that what an engineer does?
Dude, I don't know. But yeah, I would still use my money on Vitamix or the like 80% as good brandless version that's like $130.
I know. I mean, whenever I bought it, I was like, oh, this is gonna change my life. But it didn't really. I'm not much of a blender person. Like, you know, like I'm not making smoothies every day. I'm not making soups every day. I'm not a liquid/puree person.
How many of your own sauces, salsas, and mezze dips are you making?
Not a lot.
Is it because factories that make them better than you?
Yeah.
I feel that sometimes.
And let me tell you, at this point, whenever, you know, I'm a 31-year-old woman. I work a lot. I have a husband I like to cook for. A lot of the times I don't have the ability to do all of those things. But with my next pick, this is where I really shine.
Ayo.
So I'm going to go ahead and pick the mandolin.
The mandolin, the workhorse.
Or should I say woman?
She's making herstory.
I love my mandolin so much. I have like a crappy one that I got from Amazon that's green and white. But let me tell you, it is as sharp as the day I bought it. It's phenomenal. Anytime I want to make a slaw, I just Anytime I want to shred radish really thin to put on top of tacos, like it's just so easy to use. I use it for pickling onions. I use it for thinly slicing tomatoes. Everything I want to thinly slice, I use a mandolin. And sometimes
you're mandolining tomatoes?
Yeah, my mandolin is so good I can mandolin tomatoes.
GTFO, the fudge out of here, man. You're mandolining tomatoes?
It's really easy to use. What, you don't like the fact that I mandolin tomatoes?
Don't know I think you're lying to me.
Why would I?
How underripe are these tomatoes? You can mandolin them.
I don't know. I'm nervous now. Maybe I am.
You know.
Why are you poking holes in my story, bro? I thought you were on my team. You know those heirloom ones that are like thick skinned.
Yeah.
Or like a beefsteak tomato, very easy. But yeah, I love my mandolin. It makes life so much easier. Again, I think of using a kitchen gadget as something that makes your life easier. Sometimes I don't want to take out a cutting board and a knife, and I don't want to run through all of my veggies for a salad. I just want to be able to quickly get my work done and do it. And honestly, nothing works as good as a mandolin for ease and time. And I just love it. But I will say I have cut my finger.
Yeah. What are your safety tips?
Definitely use the guard. And if you don't
believe in the guard.
And if you don't have a guard, one of the best things is just to use like one of those like chain metal gloves, but I don't have one of those.
Dude, you don't even need that. Julie and I, we just had this fight because I was mandolining. I made a really lovely salad. I'll show you a picture of it. It's really great. Wait, Maggie, can I send you a picture of the salad and you put it up there?
Yeah.
All right. I'm so excited. But anyway, so I used my mandolin for a bunch of like radishes and cucumber and stuff like that. And Julie was like, use the guard. But I was mandolining cucumbers. The guard can't push down on a vertical cucumber.
Yeah.
And so I have like OV gloves, which are like an oven mitt, except it has fingers in it, which you should all be buying. And I just use that.
Yeah, I use that too.
It's great. You get full tactility on your vegetables, and you can run your finger with this thick, heat-proof glove over the mandolin blade, and it won't slice through it at all.
That's true. I think that's a great fix.
Yeah, but I love mandolins too. This was on my draft board as well.
I will say,
like the Zach Moss.
I will say I have had again a few run-ins. Make sure that you're using it properly, because I've gone through, and I'm being like I was making chicken adobo. And at the last, I was like mandolining over the pot, and I sliced my thumb so bad that I had to call all of David's doctor friends, like 4 of them, and say, "Do I need stitches?" They're like FaceTime me. I'm like, "Okay." So don't make those mistakes. Like use it properly, use it intelligently. Don't just do it willy nilly, because it can get bloody.
I've shaved a fingerprint off, but the worst is, and when you feel it, you know you're cooked. But one time the worst is when I felt the blade hit me and then my finger didn't move, and I had to go and pry my finger out of the mandolin blade.
Ouch.
But yeah, it's still worth it. Just use the UV glove. It's safe.
Yeah, use a mandolin, but use an UV glove too.
My third round pick, we're going tight end here. We're gonna do a little change of pace. Electric griddle.
What?
Electric freaking griddles, dude. Electric griddles are my favorite. Here's the thing.
That's very interesting to me.
One, this morning, woke up early, made Julia French toast.
You're so sweet.
I am incredibly sweet. We had leftover bread. We're about to leave for the weekend. Didn't want it to go bad. It was tartine bread. Soaked it in a little custard. Made it healthy. A little homemade blueberry compote. But I was like, should I use a pan? Do I really need to break out the electric griddle? And I was like, yes, dude. Yes, I do. Anytime you're making pancakes, anytime you're making any breakfast food, you can fry up some eggs on there, get some bacon going in there. Things that a large pan can't do. Hash browns on the grill. Well, I'd probably do that in a pan. But tortillas. I make big ass quesadillas almost all the time.
Sure.
Big tortillas, electric griddles, I think, are incredible, especially if you don't have a gas range and you can't just buy like one of the griddle attachments that fits on there. But even then, being able to set it up in a different part of your home, I've gotten so much joy out of my electric griddle. You making a bunch of grilled cheeses and got to worry about fiddling it under the pan, get a clean little with a spatty.
This is good. This is probably your most responsible pick of the whole entire day.
So I'm saying tight end. They have
super intelligent. You're really thoughtful, and you're thinking about other people, which makes me like this.
Go out there. You get a Mark Andrews. You get a Travis Kelce. You get a Dallas Goedert. That way, you don't have to spot start every week.
So you have. I'm writing these. I'm underlining these, by the way. So you have thermometer, Vitamix, electric griddle.
Yeah.
I have Instant Pot, Mandolin, and I'm gonna go a little crazy here. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hit me, Nicole. What could this be?
I'm gonna say citrus juicer.
You son of a! You snake my pick every time. Now, you know what that is? That's like you're taking a flyer on like a Keaton Mitchell, right? You're like, hey, who knows how many years Derrick Henry's got left? I'm taking a flyer on Keaton. That's the Devon A-chan.
Okay, let me tell you why. I consume a lot of citrus fruits in my house.
Same.
Limes, lemons, grapefruits. Well, I don't really use that for the grapefruit.
Dude, but even then you cut it into like lemon-sized triangles. You put that in there, still works.
Yeah. So I make a lot of vinaigrettes at home. I do a lot of like a citrus over the top, whatever, what have you. And let me tell you, it is so handy dandy. I love it so much. And sometimes, if there's a little bit of juice left over, you just squeeze it a little bit. It's not the end of the world. It just makes life a lot easier.
What does your citrus juicer look like? What kind of rig you got?
I have a yellow one. And I just squid. What do you mean?
And it has but it's the thing where it looks like a kind of big spoon. And you open the handle.
Yes, that's the one I have.
It's got a compartment, like a
with
strainer or something that reams it.
Yeah.
And then you just squeeze it. Yeah, you and I have the same exact model.
It's very easy. And also, my mother and my mother-in-law gifted me a citrus juicer. You know, the ones that you push down?
The ones that go...
Yeah, I have those, but I don't use them ever. I even have one of those citrus juicers that have the cone ones too that you do that with. I don't use that either. I have all of these citrus products, but the only one I actually touch is the citrus squeezer. And it's so easy. It's so handy dandy. You can it's perfect. Citrus can be very annoying, especially when it's not as juicy, but this gets everything out. And you can flip it the other way and get the other juices out. So that's my pick. I know it's a little cray-cray, but...
That's a great pick.
It's, for me, as a home cook, I use it a lot.
I really do love that pick. I'm going to go in, 4th round pick, going to go with like a workhorse, like a Joe Mixon type.
Oh my God, can you say things that I know? You're pissing me off.
Why do you not know that? Like
Josh,
the Bengals got rid of him. He's on the Texans now. It's like a high-powered offense. I think he's going to get going touches. Box grader, baby. Box grader. 4 graders in one. I only use 1.5 of the sides.
I was going to use box grader.
Yeah, you steal my picks, I steal yours. That's how this works.
Ugly.
You can't reverse thousands of years of male socialization, Nicole. It sucks, but we're stuck in hell. No, I love my box grater. I was gonna say microplane because I love grating ginger and garlic on a microplane.
Me too.
And then if you have a tool, you'll kind of find ways to use it.
Yeah.
At least if you cook like we do.
Yeah.
I made some dish to bring to it's actually Pesach, and I was like, I really want pistachios on this. I can just like chop them and put it on top, or crush them in a spice grinder or something like that. And then I was like, microplane. And then I microplaned pistachios over it, and it was just this beautiful, fine green snow. But box grater, you can use the smaller thing on a box grater and get yourself roughly the same way there. Sometimes. But for like ginger and garlic, aromatic stuff like that, I love shredding vegetables and doing random stuff with them. And I wouldn't do that unless I had the box grater. Like,
that's true.
The other day, I shredded a ton of zucchini and then put that in a pot with rice and sort of cooked it together.
Delish.
Because I'm always looking for ways to just like get more vegetables in my life, because especially when I'm at work. Like yesterday, we just ate probably a full pound of steak.
My lunch and your lunch was steak and pistachios.
Yeah. We're going carnivore.
We literally ate a handful of pistachios and 8 medium rare steak.
I had like 9 handfuls of pistachios.
Me too.
A handful of pistachios every 8 minutes.
I was sitting like in my little cubicle and I was just watching you, and I was like, nom, nom, nom,
This is the real ad for Wonderful Pistachios. Is me and Nicole just sat there popping handfuls.
Like we would just like switch
8
off.
8 different flavors, dude. I was going savory, sweet. What a good meal. But yeah, so I'm always looking at vegetables. You shred, because if you can shred a potato, right, make hash browns, you can do that with any sort of root. Yeah. Bro, I made beaten potato latkes the other day. Freaking turnips.
Just because, sorry, I was sitting on my foot.
Bat.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Love the box grater.
You know what I use my box grater for? I use it for shredding cheese fresh, because I don't buy shredded cheese. I buy blocks of cheese and I shred it fresh, or I cube it, but I will use my box grater for that.
I was on your side until Tillamook changed the game, man, with farm style shreds. Not an ad. Freaking love it.
Good work.
They melt so well.
They do really good work.
And Julia loves quesadillas.
Yeah.
I mean, I do too, but she like eat them for lunch every day if I like prep out the stuff.
I wish I could eat a quesadilla.
So many bags of Tillamook farm style shred Mexican blend cheese.
I am the kind of person who likes to eat a cube or a stick of cheese. A handful of shredded cheese does not do it for me anymore.
But you'll eat a cube or stick of like mid-tier, like a cheddar, a
I will do it with
Swiss.
Yeah, sure.
Because like we always got some sort of little nubbin of like manchego, which does nothing for me. I don't care about it.
I love it. What?
You know, I mean, like if I'm going to a Spanish restaurant, they have like 12-year manchego, yada yada. I love it, but I don't just like need to nibble on manchego at home.
Okay.
You know, Jarlsberg maybe, but.
Okay, what does that have to do with?
What? No, I'm saying I don't use a box grater for cheese.
Oh.
Because I'm already just rocking, unless I'm deliberately making something.
Got it.
You know?
So you're box grater.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say, okay, this is something that I think is very important, and it is derivative of one of your picks, but it's different enough. So I'm going to say stick blender.
This is called a handcuff in fantasy football.
Oh.
You get a running back and then you draft his backup in case he gets hurt.
Okay.
So in case the Vitamix goes down, especially if we have the brandless one that does malfunction a lot, boom, stick blender.
Okay. I love stick blenders almost more than blenders. Let me tell you why. Sometimes it can get clunky, you know? Like you have all these gadgets, all these tools. It can get really cluttered. And me, do I sound like I work for QVC?
Yeah, you're great.
And me, I don't have time to fill my cabinets filled with more gunk. So I get stick blenders and I use it for my vinaigrettes. I use it for my Caesar salad dressings. And it's just glorious. It's glorious. It's handy dandy. You plug it in. It has 2 settings, powerful and more powerful. And I can do whatever I want with it. And it just makes for the easiest, most handheld blending experience. So that's my pick.
And sometimes you don't know which gadget you'll actually want to use until you're sort of in the moment, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like you talked about, you have like your handheld citrus juicer, and then you have the nicer like citrus juicer that's electric. But you don't really know that until you like kind of have both at your disposal.
Yeah.
Ditto a stick blender. I think my stick blender stopped working and I just never replaced it because I don't need it. I would rather transfer to a Vitamix and then transfer back to a pot.
I don't know. I guess I think I'm learning that I'm just a lazy cook
at
home.
Yeah.
At home, I'm a lazy cook.
And I'm learning that my strategy of handcuffing running backs really works because last year, hear me out. I drafted DeAndre Swift and Kenny Gainwell. Turns out Eagles started Kenny Gainwell, week 1, but then boom, DeAndre took the carry load week 2. I'm glad I had both. And this year, I'm probably going to have to do it with Saquon too because of injury concern. Kenny Gainwell. I love Kenny. And I also love Kenny Gainwell's game.
Okay.
Turn down back.
So far we have Josh with thermometer, Vitamix, electric griddle, and box grater, and we have Nicole with Instant Pot, Mandolin, stick blender, and citrus press.
And with our powers combined,
No, not yet. You have one more pick.
Let's see where I want to go with my last one. This is the Mr. Irrelevant. Oh, bro.
What
Y
is it?
peeler. A good Y peeler. Not the handheld ones that stick out. We're talking a vegetable peeler, but it's got to be a Y peeler because the amount of things you can do with it.
Okay.
One, we haven't even talked about like cocktail stuff.
No, but that doesn't count.
Like citrus juicer, I love that for cocktails.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
Y peeler, like favorite thing to do with it other than just peeling vegetables, right? Which it'll do lickety-splickety. Like carrot shavings. You take a Y peeler.
So smart.
You can do it to shred cabbage, dude. That's what all like the Salvadoran
cabbage,
dude. That's what all the freaking Salvadoran restaurants do for their freaking curtido, man.
Yeah, bro.
You get the freaking pupusas, bro, with the freaking curtido and salsa jitomate, and you're like shredding the cabbage with the freaking Y peeler, dude.
What do they like use with like the cheese?
La Roco? You talking about that flour, La Roco, dude?
I love La Roco.
I freaking love a pupusa de La Roco. It's sick. Dude, you go to the Brentwood Farmers Market and you get the La Roco pupusa.
Dude, okay. And for my last pick, because it's time to wrap, can opener.
Yeah, I guess, man. I don't know.
What do you mean? It's so necessary.
I don't really cook for. Am I crazy? What kind of cans are you opening?
Tomato.
Yeah, it's a
can
good can
of tomato.
It's a good can to open.
Beans.
I mean, canned beans are good.
Coconut milk.
Yeah, those are good cans.
And
every can should have a pop tab. I understand we live in a society.
No, can I tell you? Stop it.
Nicole
Let me tell you something. I tried to open a can of sardines for lunch at home the other day. There's something wrong with, I think I might have arthritis. I don't know. I can't open them. I can't open tab, like whatever it is. What did you say? Pop tins? What did you call them?
Pop tabs.
Pop tabs. I cannot open cans with pop tabs to save my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a prehensile. I don't know what's going on with my fingers.
You never evolved.
No, never.
If you had a prehensile tail, you could.
How do you know about my tail? But yeah, a can opener helps me open all of the lovely canned foods that I feed my beautiful husband.
Yeah, I feel that because
and my kitties.
I keep my nails really trimmed, ladies, and
my kitties. When I want to give them canned food, it's just beep, 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 beep.
All right, Nicole, we got 10. Should we narrow it down to 5?
Yeah, let's do it.
I am willing to kill Vitamix.
Okay, I am willing to kill one of yours too, which is Box Grater.
How are we gonna shred?
Okay, fine.
We got Mandolin. Mandolins have attachments.
Exactly.
Keep Instant Pot. Keep Citrus Press. Keep Mandolin. We now need a stick blender because we don't have a Vitamix.
Yeah.
Kill Electric Griddle. You got a pan.
Josh.
Kill Can Opener. What do you pop tabs? Like that's not a gadget.
Josh, what do you? Of course, it's a gadget.
Tool's been.
Josh, I don't know if you can tell right now, but we have 2 of your picks and 5 of my picks.
This always happens. But here, the championships are won on the waiver wire, baby.
Let's get rid of the citrus press.
Yeah, you got hands.
Well, thermometer? No, I think thermometer is really important.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Y peeler. We kill Y peeler.
Okay, so that's 4.
Then we just have a can opener. It doesn't even cook food.
So we got 4 for Nicole and 1 for Josh. We got a thermometer, stick blender, Mandolin, Instant Pot, can opener.
And if you only have these 5 ingredients in your kitchen, you can become a successful person who opens cans. I got good news, Nicole. No, I got great news. I got the best news you have ever heard. The Mythical cookbook is officially out. It's on sale. We published it. We wrote a whole damn book, and that's pretty rad. The entire team knocked this one out of the park, and we're excited for you to finally be able to have a step-by-step guide to make some of the best food the 2 of us have ever tasted in your very home.
It's so much more than just a cookbook. It's filled with illustrations, original stories, and photos from the most fun photo shoot we've ever done. It's perfect for any kitchen, coffee table, bookshelf, whatever. Even if you never actually cook a single thing from it.
Yeah, that photo shoot was wild. Remember when I passed out on the floor and y'all put shrimp all over my face? All right, order yours now at mythicalcookbook.com.
You passed out?
Oh, it was like pretend passed out.
Oh, pretend.
There's a picture of me passed out.
You're an actor. You're acting.
I am a thespian. And I love thespians.
I'm a thespian.
Yeah, like not just a face. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Comparison is the thief of joy, and it's easy to envy other people's lives.
It might look like they got it all together on their Instagram, but in reality, they probably don't.
Therapy can help you focus on what you want instead of what others have, so you can start living your best life. Therapy has helped me set boundaries with the people I care about in order to strengthen bonds and relationships. And yes, that includes you, Josh.
Oh, I'm just happy to be included. My therapist has taught me how to unpack the childhood trauma that still drives a lot of my decision-making today, which means I can stop dumping it all on Nicole during this podcast.
Thanks.
You're welcome. But for real, therapy has been very formative for me, and I'm very grateful that I started doing it.
That's great. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try.
We all get sad sometimes, right, Nicole? It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge.
Stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp.
Visit BetterHelp.com/hotdog today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/hotdog.
I just got back from Japan, and let me tell you, Rosetta Stone helped me so much. Being in a foreign country for 2 weeks could have been tough, but having an understanding of the language helped me and my husband navigate all around the country, especially at restaurants. I was able to ask for things like mizu or gohan kudasai, if you know, you know, with ease and confidence. Rosetta Stone is the most trusted language learning program available on desktop or as an app, and it truly immerses you in the language you want to learn. And right now, they're offering a lifetime membership with access to all 25 languages for 50% off. Rosetta Stone has been a trusted expert for 30 years with millions of users, which makes sense because they offer so many languages. And you can switch between languages at any time. It also gives you feedback on your pronunciation with its built-in true accent feature. If you screw up, you can try again so you can be sure to get it right. Rosetta Stone is convenient to use, and right now they're offering a lifetime membership for 50% off. That's a steal. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, a Hot Dog is a Sandwich listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. Visit rosettastone.com/hotdog. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/hotdog today.
Well, all right, Nicole. We heard what you and I have to say. Now it's time to find out what other wacky ideas are rattling out there in the universe. It's time for a little segment we call Opinions Are Like Casseroles.
Zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. Maggie, this stays. Maggie, this stays. That was really good, Josh.
Was it?
Yeah, I did really
I've never really done that.
I'm so proud of you.
I do it when I walk. I don't
Josh,
even think about it.
as I've known you for 5 years, you've always liked beatboxing, and I'm glad that you're practicing.
Yeah, and thank you. I don't think I have a future in the sport.
I don't think
it is a sport.
It's not a sport.
Before we get to your opinions, we want to read your opinions about us. It's time for everybody's favorite segment, Review a Review, where we try and bait you into giving us 5-star reviews.
5 stars, please.
For a chance at us reading them. This one we got from @Sokaneg, I don't know. Steve G. They gave us 5 stars and said, Miss Nicole, I'm going to put in, if you nasty, you once wrote me a note that said, I love you like a fat kid loves cake. Hey, where's my Brian Jonestown Massacre DVD? Steve G. Nicole, what does that mean?
Okay, so this is this is from my 11th grade science teacher, Mr. Janakis, and I can now see that his username is his last name spelled backwards.
Oh.
He was a wonderful teacher, one of my favorite teachers ever. So smart, so friendly, incredible. He used to gift me DVDs and movies and stuff to watch. And then I'd always give it back to him. But this one I never gave back, and it's called Dig. And I never watched it, and I never gave it back to him. But he also made me watch a movie called Butcher Boy that was really good. And then one other one that I don't remember. But I guess he listens to the podcast now.
That's incredible. You had no idea. He wasn't in contact with you.
No.
That's incredible. Mr. Janakis.
Mr. Janakis, I don't know where this Jonestown Massacre DVD is. I guess I'm not going to Venmo you because that's weird. I think this is just a loss that you need to accept. But
this is what now, 13 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. But he remembers because he has a crazy memory, and he was truly one of the best teachers ever. So if you want to talk to me more, you can email me. Is my work email appropriate?
People can guess what it is.
Yeah. Just guess what it is, and then I'll know it's you if you put your son's name in the subject because I remember your son's name. So yeah. And we can email again. Yay, Mr. Janakis, you're the best.
Pretty cool that you had teachers that touched your life. If there's any teachers out there that I had that are watching this, it's only a chance of one, and it'd be Mr. Cameling. If Mr. Cameling's out there, sorry I really phoned it in your chemistry class, might be. But also, write me a weird review.
This isn't weird. He had no other way of contacting me. And I'm glad that
Not weird in a bad way. Like weird, and he seems like delightfully weird.
Yeah, I'm glad that I never really look at the reviews like as a whole.
Yeah.
But one day I was just like, let's just look at them. But I'm so glad I saw it, and thanks for writing, Mr. Janakis. You're the best. You were truly the best. Also, Debbie misses you too, if you remember Debbie. 5 stars. 5 stars.
5 stars. Easy 5 stars.
Easy 5. Easy 5.
Hi, Josh and Nicole. My name is Jared. I'm from Illinois. My opinion is that the spring rolls from the dollar store are actually better than the spring rolls from an actual Asian or Japanese restaurant.
Interesting.
Also, been listening to your podcast for a long time now, since the beginning. Love it. Keep up the work.
Aww.
Bye.
Keep up the work. Not good work.
Not good work. Just the work.
Somebody who would like a dollar store spring roll over an actual restaurant spring roll, I think would appreciate work as opposed to good work.
Yeah, fair.
I think I know exactly why they like it.
Go ahead.
So it's all about the goo to crunch ratio, right?
Sure.
You get a vegetable spring roll from the dollar store. I just had a bunch of spring rolls in-house, and I preferred the cheaper ones. God, I went ham. Because the cheaper ones, they're filled with, cabbage, carrot, and there's a lot of MSG, white pepper, and soy in there. But the cheaper ones, they got this starchy goo in the middle. And that's what I'm really after, right?
Yeah, you don't want that fresh bite in a spring roll.
No, I'm getting if I want egg rolls, I'm getting Sa Yao, the Vietnamese imperial roll. To me, that's the king of egg rolls.
Yeah,
otherwise, I just don't really need egg rolls all that much in my life.
Sure.
So you get a spring roll like that. Yeah, I want, or Filipino lumpia. Lumpia Shanghai is great. But yeah, I want that just veggie goo.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I've never had the dollar store, Dollar Tree, or whatever, Dollar General. I've never had them before, but I do like the correlation that the cheaper the spring roll is and the longer it's been frozen, the better it probably tastes.
More goo.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. 100%. And I agree with you.
Hey, Nicole and Josh. Bobby from San Diego here. Huge fan of the show.
Dago.
Question I'm hoping you can pick apart or maybe even adapt on. My dad is convinced that all foods can be made better by adding either chocolate or House of Sang Szechuan spicy stir-fry sauce.
Yes.
First off, anything come to mind that breaks this binary or just thoughts on what's going on here? And second, what might you have instead as your 2 options? Thanks for taking my call. Love the show.
Can you repeat? I'm sorry.
Everything can be made better by either chocolate, which I would hope that maybe that's on the dessert side.
Okay.
And then otherwise, a brand that I've never heard of was it House of Shang, spicy Szechuan stir-fry sauce.
Let me look this up.
So I kind of agree with this idea that there's one ambrosia, right, that you can add to anything to make it better, regardless of where it comes from on the earth, right? So you would say that spicy Szechuan sauce should probably be only added to Eastern Asian, preferably Szechuan or just Chinese dishes.
This one.
I haven't had this particular sauce, but you're making a hot dog. Yeah, you simmer that hot dog in a little spicy Szechuan sauce. You tell me you're not gonna have a good time. You got pierogies. You got pizza rolls. You're getting sweet. You're getting spice. You're getting umami from the soy.
Sure.
Probably MSG in there. It's probably chili and sugar. That's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
So I kind of agree with that. I've been putting, yesterday I had a microwave lasagna. It was actually from Cook Unity. It was really good. Put a bunch of Momofuku chili crisp on it. Great time.
Yeah.
It's
quite delicious.
And so I don't know what my version of that would be. Chocolate thing, I just don't love chocolate. That's a taste.
I'll take I will remove the chocolate and raise you with condensed milk. Condensed milk.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Just a little wet, a little creamy, a little sweet.
Yeah.
I agree. Malt powder for desserts. Add malt to anything.
Yeah, but when you think about it, you have to use the malt beforehand.
There needs to just be a malt sauce. Why aren't we
Oh,
getting malt sauce.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Like an
There's
all-purpose.
a brick of malt that you can shave onto something.
Why would you need that? You have the
get
malt
sauce.
powder. You malt.
Yeah.
No, Josh, hear me out. You need to make a malt sauce.
Malt sauce.
Is this a signal of power that people do?
I don't know what you're
sauce.
doing.
You know how people do this, like whenever they want people to listen to them intently?
Oh, yeah. You kind of stand here. It's like the like
power stance?
You can raise your ROI by 150%.
It's a triangle. It's an Illuminati triangle, Maggie.
But it looks like a spade. Savory, what is to you like the one savory thing that you can add?
Spicy mayo.
Spicy mayo,
Spicy mayo. That's my answer.
Spaghetti.
Spicy mayo. Grilled cheese. Spicy mayo.
Spicy mayo.
Just some shawarma. Spicy mayo.
Spicy mayo. And we're seeing the spicy mayoification of all food.
And I'm down.
Right? Same.
I'm super
all these restaurants on Instagram, they're making arrayas, they're making birria, they're making whatever. Just spicy mayo and all of it.
That's all you need.
Damn, I think you're right.
The only thing that I feel like I don't agree with, probably raw seafood might not improve from House of Sang spicy Szechuan sauce.
What? Oh my God, that's all I want right now. Put a little bit of that on an oyster. I bet you're having the best time.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not saying, like, I know not every food people are going to bring up examples of things that wouldn't go well on, but, like, that's a pretty damn good sauce where you're getting every single flavor onto your food.
I had one opinion, and it has been shot down.
No, I don't know.
I had one thing to say, and the whole thing just blew up.
But Tony Sachery's on everything, too.
Yeah, fair.
You know?
Fair.
Hey, guys. Kelsey from Austin, Texas. Love the show.
Keep Austin weird.
It's 11:11 at night on a Friday night. And I love a tattoo, and I really admire Josh's spork tattoo specifically. Should I get a GMM/Mythical Kitchen tattoo? I think yes. I think I'm just going to do it and then maybe tag y'all, and we'll talk about it later. Awesome. Thanks. Love y'all. Bye.
What do you think?
This is interesting.
They're asking to get a tattoo?
Yeah, and now we're faced with having a fair amount of power over somebody's life. This is a permanent decision.
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to bring this up. All right. So I have a tattoo of a YouTuber on my lower back. It's a man named Andrew Ray of Binging with Babish. And he's great. Julia was like, hey, we know you're friends with him and he's a good guy. What if he gets canceled?
Yeah.
Then you're stuck with a tattoo of Binging with Babish. What if, Rhett and Link, I don't know.
Nicole
what if they're indicated in the next Panama Papers? You know? What if Rhett and Link are they got offshore accounts? And I'm not saying they are. No, they don't. I don't think they do. They seem to really, give lots of charity and seem to believe in the common good of tax. But like, what if?
Yeah.
I'm not saying, but things happen. And now it's permanent.
Let me tell you.
Your children.
I think it's a good idea to get a tattoo of something that means a lot to you. I think find a way to incorporate either GMM or Mythical Kitchen symbolically into something else. And that way you can look down at it or you can see it, and it won't only remind you of the show that you love, it'll also remind you of something else that you love.
You need a good cover-up idea, because that's how I got the Babish tattoo approved by Jules. Is I was like, if he gets canceled, God forbid, I'm going to put a hat on him and a mustache, and then it'll be Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. Here's the thing. Don't love Breaking Bad. I watched 3 seasons. It's like a good show. It's just not kind of my thing. But then I would have to watch all of it. And honestly, I'd probably really love it if I committed.
That's a great fix. A great fix.
Yeah.
My gut says no. But if you really, really, really want one, find a way to appropriate it in a way that it won't be constantly connected to
like a bit
Mythical
of a deep
Kitchen
cut, like a reference of a reference,
Yeah. Get creative with it.
Get all matching tattoos that I have.
No.
Why?
No.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for listening to Hot Dogs and Sandwich. We got new episodes out every Wednesday on the internet. What do they call it? Like
the internet.
The internet, right? This is all the internet. This is all the internet.
Yeah. And podcast.
Intranet or internet?
Internet and also podcast platforms.
Podcast platforms, yeah. Those are the internet in a way.
Oh, I never thought of it that way. Is everything just the internet? Are we the internet?
Maggie, what's the internet?
Am I the internet?
Well,
you are.
We're the internet now. So yeah, anyways, we do it.
It's like that one movie where Scarlett Johansson has that one pill and then she can use 100% of her brain and then she turns into a supercomputer and then she dies.
Spoiler.
If you want to be featured on Opinions or like Casseroles, hit us up at 833-DOGPOD1.
And for more Mythical Kitchen, check out our other videos. Bye.
Beep, 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 beep. Boo, 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 beep, beep.
The task hath been completed.